Now let's look at another type of loss of control crash: jackknifes. When an articulated vehicle jackknifes, it essentially goes from traveling forward in a straight line position with the trailer directly behind the tractor to being folded into a V or pocket knife shape. Jackknifes are caused by the tractor or trailer losing rolling traction. Rolling traction refers to a tire's adhesion or grip with the road surface as the vehicle is moving. If rolling traction is lost, the spinning or sliding wheels, if locked up, will want to lead. Let's look at a jackknife caused by a tractor's drive wheels losing traction. In this scenario, the drive wheels lose rolling traction due to slippery road conditions. This causes the back end of the tractor to want to lead or come around ahead of the steer tires. This situation is further aggravated by the trailer, which is still moving forward and pushing the tractor around faster to create the jackknife. Tractor jackknifes can also occur if the steer tires lock up and the driver cannot steer. In a similar way, a trailer jackknife occurs when the trailer wheels lose traction and the back of the trailer swings out trying to overtake the tractor. The loss factors that contribute to jackknifes include adverse road conditions, driver behavior, equipment failure, and towing empty or lightly laden trailers. Adverse road conditions increase the likelihood of losing control, especially in slippery conditions like snow and ice. Keep in mind, engaging the interaxle differential lock may be a good option in winter road conditions, but drivers should follow the equipment manufacturer's specifications on when this should be used. Jackknifes can even occur in dry road conditions with help from the driver. Unsafe driving behavior, such as driving too fast for conditions, braking abruptly, using the jake brake or cruise control on a slippery surface, and making sharp turns of the steering wheel can all contribute to a jackknife. Equipment failures can also cause a jackknife, such as a brake failure, improper brake adjustment, or if the service line becomes disconnected and locks up the trailer brakes. The best course of action is to slow down and try to get the unit off the roadway and stopped safely on the shoulder. The final loss factor that contributes to jackknifes involves towing an empty or lightly laden trailer can increase the likelihood of a jackknife and possibly a loss of control crash. Based on these factors, professional drivers have indicated the following essential 7 driving techniques can help prevent jackknifes. First, maintain a proper following distance so you have more time to react to hazards and apply controlled braking if needed. Next, observe the proper speed for conditions. If road conditions deteriorate, slow down or pull over and wait for conditions to improve. In addition, be attentive to the road ahead so you can identify hazards in front of you. This means avoiding distractions inside the cab and out, and staying focused on the task of driving. And finally, know how to react properly to hazards. If bad weather sets in, for instance, remember to avoid using the jake brake and cruise control in slippery conditions. Knowing how to recover from a jackknife is key to maintaining control of your vehicle. Let's look more closely at how this is done. If you notice a jackknife occurring, the goal is to immediately regain rolling traction. Do this by disengaging the clutch if you're using a manual transmission, or shift into neutral for an automatic, and do not use the brake. This includes using the engine brake, especially on slippery surfaces. We want the sliding wheels to spin freely so they can regain rolling traction. Next, steer in the direction of the skid and counter-steer if necessary to straighten the vehicle. Let's observe some professional drivers who put this to the test on a live skid pad. Notice as the trailer brakes are activated, the wheels lose traction and immediately the trailer skids to the right, proof that the sliding wheel will lead. Next, as the trailer brakes are released, the wheels begin to roll freely and traction is regained. In this test, we have lost traction in a spin-out and our reaction was to get off the accelerator. Notice the drag of the driveline and engine torque is causing the drive wheels to skid. Now we disengage the clutch. The drive wheels suddenly begin to turn at the same speed as the steer wheels, and the truck straightens out and recovers from the jackknife. This concludes the jackknife segment. Let's review our learning objectives. First, we defined a jackknife as an event where either the tractor or trailer wheels lose rolling traction. When this occurs and the wheels start sliding or spinning, they will want to lead and take the unit from a straight line position to that of a V formation. For tractors, if the drive wheels are leading, then the back of the tractor is going to want to slide around and get ahead of the front. Likewise, if the trailer wheels lose traction, it'll want to come around and try to pass the tractor. The factors that contribute to a jackknife include adverse road conditions like ice, snow, and wet surfaces, driver behavior such as driving too fast for conditions, braking abruptly, using the jake brake or cruise control on a slippery surface, and making sharp turns of the steering wheel. Equipment failures such as a brake failure, improper adjustment, or if the service line becomes disconnected and locks up the trailer brakes, as well as towing an empty or lightly laden trailer. And finally, we discussed using the following essential 7 driving techniques to prevent jackknifes. These included maintaining proper following distance, observing the proper speed for conditions, being attentive to the road ahead, avoiding distractions, and reacting properly to hazards. The proper reaction when a jackknife occurs is to disengage the clutch in a manual transmission or shift to neutral in an automatic and get off the brakes to regain rolling traction. Then steer into the skid and make corrections as needed to straighten the vehicle.